Hi guys. So in the previous video I've talked about the Ignite 3 project, which aims multiple usability improvements in Apache Ignite. Of course it's quite a long journey. As I've mentioned before, it started like 3 or 4 months ago, and it will be at least one more year before we can get to a first major GA release that can be used in actual applications that can be used in production. However, there are some tangible results that we already have. And last month in December, Apache Ignite community decided to release those results as an alpha build, which is available to anyone. You can go to the Apache Ignite website, download the build there and play with it. It basically demonstrates some major mechanics of how Ignite 3 will look like, how you will download the product, how you will do some basic operations like starting and stopping nodes, interacting with the cluster and things like that. Essentially, it gives you a little sneak peek into the future of Apache Ignite. So let's take a look at it together. The best way to try the alpha build out is to go to the Apache Ignite website, which is ignite.apache.org. I already have it open here, and to click on this Get Started button right here in the middle. It actually gets you to the technical documentation page, which describes all the different Apache Ignite features with some examples and describing how to use them. But what's important here is this drop down at the top of the page, which actually allows you to choose the version that you're interested in. And of course, we are interested in 3.0.0-alpha. So let's click here. This will get us to the documentation related to this new alpha build. And the most interesting part here is the getting started guide. So I will go right into that, clicking on the getting started guide link on the left. The guide guides you through the installation process and through some basic operations that you can do with the new product, with the new build. And the first section here is, of course, the installation. And this section actually reveals probably one of the biggest changes that we expect in Ignite 3. As you probably know, in Ignite 2.x, you have to download like a huge zip file with a lot of different files. You will have to then unzip it somewhere. Usually you will have to manually move some folders around, for example, to enable or disable some optional modules, or to add your own jar files to the class path. You probably will have to add some configuration files. Sometimes you need to edit script files. So it's all a little bit convoluted. In Ignite 3, it's going to be different. In Ignite 3, you will actually download a single file, which is a command line tool. And this single file command line tool will serve as an entry point into everything else. You will use it to manage the class path, the optional modules. You will use it to manage the nodes, to start and stop them. And you will use it to connect to a cluster and do operations there. I will show all that going forward, but let's start with the download and with the installation of this CLI tool. So the procedure is very straightforward. It's just 3 simple steps, 3 simple commands that you need to run in your terminal. The only thing to keep in mind here is that the actual commands might differ a little bit depending on the operating system that you use and on the terminal that you use. So for example, if you're using PowerShell in Windows, you should click on this tab right here to get the correct syntax for your terminal. I'm using macOS and I'm using just regular bash terminal, so I will go back to this Unix tab right here. And the first step would be to create a folder just to isolate our installation. So I'm creating an empty folder and I'm switching to this folder right away. So let's make sure that it is empty. It is empty. So now I will download the CLI tool. I will copy paste this command, which just uses curl tool and goes to apache.org, downloading the correct file. Again, this is the single file download, so it's very fast. I don't have to unzip anything. It's ready to go. The only thing I should do now is to add this folder which I've just created to the path variable, so that I can just then run ignite command from anywhere else in my terminal. So let me do that. So that's it, the installation is complete. Let's try it out to basically just verify that everything works, that the installation is successful. You can just run the ignite command without any parameters like this. And it will show you the initial help. It will show you the list of commands that are currently available. So that's it, the installation is completed. I will go through all those different commands and show how they work in the future videos. So stay tuned, I will see you soon.